Добро пожаловать снова, товарищи. Welcome back again, comrades. And oh, would you look at that? Now, yes, I did choose the Nazbols, and oh, you can see that our flag already changed. So, of the three choices, I decided to go with New Bolsheviks, and we'll explain that later. All of it. See, okay, this guy. Remember this guy. This guy's called Alexander Dugin. We'll be talking about him a little bit more later. Now, in the chaos following Rutskoy's unexpected coup in Moscow, it could not be predicted by anyone which faction would finally seize control and influence over Chairman Rutskoy to their position. Now, though, it seems that the National Bolshevik factions have asserted their party and views as dominant power in Moscow, meeting with Chairman Rutskoy this morning. A coalition between the Nazbols and Rutskoy's government has been established, and many analysts suspect that this was orchestrated to ensure the legitimacy of a future Eurasian state. And so our name changes to Eurasia, although I would just kind of keep it as like Eurasian Union. I would prefer Eurasian Union if you're the National Bolsheviks. Rather than, for example, if I believe if you turn fascist, you also have Eurasia as a name, so yeah, that's kind of why. I don't know, it's possible that you just turn into like Russian state or something, but whatever. So the founders of the Eurasian Union, National Bolsheviks, have proposed their ascension to the Politburo and has the most control over the Soviet Union. So there's two things that we can do from this: legitimating the Eurasian movement, which gains us more popularity and party popularity as well, which we are going to do first, and then return to the Soviet economy, which removes all of our reforms, right? So, wait, where? Yeah, right over here. So it's gonna remove this Chinese model and improve living conditions. Wait, is it gonna remove that too? No, it isn't. So at least we're gonna keep the improved living conditions, but we're going to turn that into the Bolshevik economy, which increases military factory construction speed, factory output, reduces consuming goods factories, but reduces monthly population. Which is fair, I guess. Sprouting factories out of thin air is Hearts of Iron's specialty. Okay, now we have enough political power to actually do some things. I wanted to go with... Wait, I don't remember where that 50% political power gain got, yes. This is pretty damn good. I mean, it's going to reduce our construction speed, but who really cares? We're going to get tons of political power from him. The other members of the cabinet, this is the economy minister. Yeah, it looks like that. Then we have defense minister, science minister, and foreign minister. So, yep, there he is, Alexander Dugin. So he's in the foreign minister category as well. He's a hawk. I don't think I want that. What about this one? Sergei Lavrov, the current foreign minister of Russia, seems pretty good. Minus 50% subversive action costs. Doesn't seem too bad. Ideology drift defense, improve relations opinion. Yeah, but all these aren't that useful. Science minister is research time, construction speed. Those don't seem too useful. And defense ministers... all these are extremely pathetic. Yeah, an extra 50% political power gain again. Like, yeah, sure. Why not? Now we gain plus 2.50 poly power a day, so that is pretty insane. It's gonna allow us to... Yeah, of course, since we changed... Now everybody's gonna be leaving the Warsaw Pact behind. Which... Wait, what? Very low supplies. Why? What's happening? Well, build some infrastructure. Yeah, why is there 0 supplies here? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Yes, let's just cancel all of these. Okay. So we're just getting our armies to get some experience. And everybody's gonna leave us, of course, because we're bad people. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, some of that is going to result in exile divisions, which is just whatever. Yeah. They're gonna be redeployed back into the motherland. So, can I finally talk, game? Okay, so essentially, what these crazy-ass Eurasianists, who are led by that guy, Alexander Dugin, where are you? Yes, this guy, in real life. What these guys want is to create a Eurasian, I guess, superstate and coalition with like Russia at the helm, and use that to reduce Western influence, which they see as like corrupting and destructive in modern, I guess, Russian society. So this is, of course, in a context of like modern Russia. What do I need to research here? What do I need to research? Well, we've got everything there. Still far away from Bulat. Still far away from the Armata. Could research some ships or some aircraft. Yes, Sukhoi 30. That's definitely pretty okay. And what that means is that, like, they're much different from like the Eurasianists that you may know, the ones that are behind the creation of the Eurasian Economic Union, which is between Russia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan, which is more like a projection of Russian power in Central Asia and Europe, or rather a project to aid that, and of course to improve the economy of these three countries, you know, by creating a common trading zone. No, these guys want a bigger project, you know. They want to like essentially restore the Soviet Union as a Eurasian Union, and then bring into its coalition Germany and France, whom they consider naturally aligned with Russia. That's just the gist of it. And what's really, really strange about these people is that they advocate ethnic nationalism, and yet they want to like rebuild, you know, this one united huge state, which I don't like. I may not be an expert on these things, but I don't think that would be the best. Okay, so after 2 years since the official beginning of Ethiopia's disastrous famine, it seems that the worst is over. Rural regions are reporting significant harvests, and families are finally able to get the food they greatly need. But as we look upon the last 2 years, one has to wonder why the government failed to respond quickly and effectively to a limited crisis that even non-Ethiopians could see coming. Tragic crisis. Well, it seems like they have some solved problems. Wow, plus 25% flag rate, but not bad at all. So Ethiopia, not weak. Did everybody leave the Warsaw Pact? Yep, everybody left the Warsaw Pact. I wonder if we're ever gonna get to rename that. Dismantle faction. Can we remake factions? That is the question. Is there any way we can remake factions? It does not look like that. The greatest military. I never saw the name for that focus. That's pretty cool. Like it. Wait. Why cheaper equals maximum speed? Don't understand. Probably that's supposed to be production speed instead of maximum speed. Cheap tank equals tank go fast in the Soviet Union. Or, sorry, in the Eurasian Union. No, it doesn't seem like we're ever gonna get the ability to create factions. So I guess we can keep the Warsaw Pact name, which is fine. Okay, so the return of the Soviet economy. Reverse Chairman Rutskoy's economic reforms immediately, or there will be terrible consequences for the Eurasian Union in the future. And of course, look at that political power. That's insane. Still can't mobilize further, because we're gonna have to cause some trouble ourselves to get that going. Let's see. Scientist. We get Mikhail Kalashnikov, the inventor of the AK-47. I mean, he should be dead in a few years. So no. Industrial research time. Computing tech, engineering. To be completely honest, Mikhail Kalashnikov is the best right now, because we need to research a lot of that. We should also get a aircraft designer. Mikoyan is good enough. Yes. Okay, now I wonder if we can indeed change these things soon. Soon. This is gonna be very annoying because our brigades right now are pretty damn terrible. So that's something that we're gonna have to fix. And right now, wait, modern support weapons. This is why I got Mikhail Kalashnikov, because it just takes forever in Millennium Dawn to research all these weapon techs, and so getting a bit of a help with that is just not bad. Okay. Good. And the crazier thing about these Eurasianists is that this guy, Dugin, who's like the mastermind, I guess, behind their movement, he created this theory called like the fourth political theory, which is supposed to be not like, I guess, a fusion of liberalism, communism, and fascism. Yes, you fucking heard that right. Which is, I guess, why he's also sometimes, well, a lot of the times, associated with the National Bolshevik Party. Even though they're not the same thing, like they generally have the same ideological insanity going between each other. And the, like, I guess you could say, youth wing of this party, the Eurasian Union or something they're called. Apparently these guys call themselves Aprichniki. Now, if you do not know what the Aprichnina is, it was like a state within the state that Ivan the Terrible set up in like this territory so that he could have like personal dominion over it. Because, you know, back then Russia was feudal, so he had to control the greater nobility. And to do that, he created this state within a state, and then from there he recruited the Aprichniki, who were like a sort of secret police. So these guys literally call each other after a, you know, secret police force that Ivan the Terrible used, you know. So you can kind of understand why these guys sometimes may seem a little bit scary. And they use this like weird flag with 8 points, an 8-pointed star, which is like, I really do not know. I really do not know. Also, I don't know why. We might get to see it soon. Oh, well, whatever. Let's just do it like this. I do not know why we don't get this flag rather than that flag. This flag has the imperial tricolor on it, which is black, gold, and white, in bands under it, which is weird. Yeah, I guess it's like, yeah, instead of just the normal plain black flag with the star on it. I don't know. Makes it a little bit weirder. That's just what I think. So, economic reforms reversed. After taking complete control over the Eurasian state and removing Alexander Rutskoy from his position as the paramount leader, the Nazbol Party quickly moved to reverse the past chairman's economic reforms. These reforms, seen as damaging to their vision as Bolshevik economy, or of a Bolshevik economy, have not been implemented for very long for this to be a troublesome operation. Good riddance. So I guess this means like more collectivization, I guess you could say. So these Eurasianists, when it comes to the economy, well, again, they're not the same as the Nazbols. They're effectively, right now, the same. They're in favor, in a way, of, I guess they call it like nationalizing strategic sectors of the economy, which sounds normal, which effectively means like the greater industries, because they're very much against like the oligarchy and all that jazz. Well, at least in rhetoric. Never fucking know with Russia. So we could go for limited conscription, but we have plenty of manpower so far. Although it would definitely fit the character of the overall game we're doing. So, conscript. Yeah, and also, well, I mean, in Russia we have conscription today, so I'm not sure why the Soviet Union shouldn't have conscription. Yes, so at this point I'm gonna start justifying on some people. And let's just justify the justification with some arguments. So we have a few options, right? We could try to go after Europe, but that's, for gameplay reasons, something that I wouldn't want to do yet. I would like to wait until the world tension's quite high so that the Europeans have a chance to ally with each other under the Germans, or under the French, whatever. Can they even form factions? Hold the fort. That's something that always kind of pisses me off about Hearts of Iron 4. I don't even know if they have taken foreign affairs, because my encryption is good enough. It's just because I didn't know. Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, clearly they've gone for something, but I do not know what they're actually doing. Yeah, they're very much focusing on that diplomatic focus, condemning Canada, etc., etc. So I'm guessing that they're gonna have the ability to form factions. I hope so, because getting some factions going would definitely help spice things up. So Europe is off limits for now, and I guess you could say that to build this great Eurasian state, we absolutely need to get some control of the Middle East. So we're gonna have to go after Turkey and Iran. I'm gonna go after Turkey first because of this, the Straits. Now, the Russians have been going after the Straits for, well, about as long as they've had control over the Black Sea, so about since Catherine the Great. And yeah, this is kind of important because access to the Mediterranean equals access to warm water ports. Now, as the Soviets, with the Warsaw Pact, we had access to plenty of warm water ports, but now we've lost that because the Warsaw Pact deserted us. So we need to get it back. That's just the gist of it. And so we're gonna go after Turkey. I'm going to stop the recording right now, and I'm gonna come back once I'm ready to attack, and probably also I'll have my army reformed in some way or another. So I'll see you in that. Okay, so we are in, and we have the justification ready. Error. Sure. Invalid event ID, blah 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 blah. So, our setup is pretty simple. So we have our normal forces gathered all around the border. We have... surely now. Oh, right. Like, doesn't really matter. We have our Air Force doing something. We're gonna have probably complete air superiority, which means that... ooh, we do have planes. I guess we're gonna start off with getting air superiority because our ground forces are actually not that good compared to theirs. Theirs have quite a lot of mechanized. Yeah, and then we have our tanks focused on one point. We're hopefully going to break through this Plains province in Trabzon. And by doing that, our armor, as you can see, has 20 combat width. So we can use 4 tank brigades on one place. And so hopefully by doing that, we're gonna have a corridor open to snake into Turkey. The problem is I wanted to use some airborne to facilitate that, dropping behind them. The problem is every time I'm not gonna do this, but every time I do this, I click on pair drop into somewhere, the game crashes. So that is quite unfortunate. And yes, there we go. So as you can see, they're not weak at all. Not weak at all. But at least it doesn't seem like their planes are doing anything. Should probably keep some planes back in the Caucasus region. Let's see. You guys just doing some of that. Good, but at least we're pushing through, partially thanks to our glorious Air Force. Come on. Good. Perfect. So as you can see, this progresses into a hills province, and then into another hills province, into another hills province, and then it's Trabzon. So what I'm going to try to do is surround their troops in a pocket, because all the other provinces are mountain provinces, so that would be, of course, what we want to avoid with our armor. And we're gonna hope that we're fast enough to sort of just race through. Come on. I don't want them to retreat though. That would be pretty bad. And unfortunately it seems like we've lost our connection, but we can easily re-establish it like this. Come on. Good. Nothing too hard to do. Actually, there we go. So there's the encirclement complete. Excellent. Now, this, I'm going to delete the orders so that it does not do anything rash, insane, or in any way without rationality. Okay, and now we're gonna hopefully close this pocket very quickly. Like that. Wasn't too difficult. Very good. So now we can get our guard tank brigades and fold them in like this, into a bit of a wider front, which is pretty strong. And you go down there and you encircle all these guys. Good. Which is going to result in a pretty quick victory, I hope. So despite our armed forces being nowhere near the level that we wanted them to be, still got a pretty quick victory on Turkey. So that's great. We're going down the political route. Oh, forgotten to show you something. Meet our new great leader, Eduard Limonov, the leader of the National Bolsheviks. So he may not look like the fiercest great leader of all time, but I guess he's insane. Okay, that's just a question of getting into their rear lines like this and running for their cities, because their army is just either dead or trapped into where it can't do anything. We're gonna make sure it stays that way. Very good, comrade. So Turkey will soon be ours. Really now, you can't break through a couple of infantry units. It's because it's in the mountains. Mountains, mountains, desert. I guess you can just wait for the other troops to appear. Let's see, can we close this area off? Anti-Turkish cordon. Turkish reservation area has been established. All Turks will be assimilated. Okay. So they're gone. take the pockets so that the AI doesn't assign divisions to them, even though, as you can see, it's already too late. Good, so we've reached the Mediterranean coast in Bursa. This guard tank brigade can rush down to Izmir, try to sneakily take it. Try to flank him. I think we can flank him. Yep, and take Adana quite easily. And at this point, this insanity of a plan, I think, should be just in general removed. Because at this point, all those plans are just confusing the heck out of everybody. So now we are going to try to get across the strait into Istanbul itself. And we should be able to do that. Yep, good. So Istanbul is ours and the straits are back into Russian control. Now, all of you go towards there. Good. Of course, the last remaining bits and bobs and pieces of Turkish infantry are just crumbling before the might of our army. And they're gonna capitulate. Good. They are now officially part of the Eurasian Union. Take all states. Yes. Good. Next target is Iran. That's gonna have to come for the next video. So I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Red World, and I'll see you soon.